So my question is like a common question all of us have. It is about your designation on paper. So when talking to HR in the first round itself, the HR asks you what was your last company, what was your designation. Okay, and then when I've been selected in the last round and paper verification happens. On paper my designation is different, but I have done a job of a business analyst. So how much of a problem is that?
That is not at all a problem. If you ask me, that is not at all a problem because, for example, if you go to a development team, we have senior technical managers and all. And some, like if you go to same development team in an MNC, they will call them senior managers. And if you look at the BPO team also, they'll have senior managers, team leads and everything, right? So it is not the designation, it is that your skill set. You should be able to explain what you have done in your previous organization and tell them that this is what my job roles and responsibilities in that organization. I think that should be fine. You will be good.
Hi, I'm Priyanka. So
Hey,
in my
Priyanka.
personal, like one of my cousins, she has a career gap.
Okay.
So way back when it was in 2018 or 19, her CTC was somewhere around 3. That's it, 3 or 3.2. I don't know, but yeah. So maybe after few years, she's trying now. So generally she asked me. So way back my CTC was 3.2. Now in the current market, if she wanted to learn something, how can she negotiate with the HR regarding the CTC?
Okay. So the what you are explaining is a different scenario, right? They have some good career gap.
Yes.
So in that situation, the candidate should be in a position where they have upgraded themselves.
Yes.
And first thing, that is the first thing, and they should be for the job role what they are applying, they should be aware of the roles and responsibilities, and they should be capable of giving the interview, and they should have a good understanding. If that is the case, they can negotiate with the HR. That is a fair understanding, right? When somebody have a career gap and they were back then in working with some less CTC, that is not something. In such cases, seeing a 100% hike or a 150% hike is not a problem. I think the HRs also will understand.
Yes.
Because we are humans. Like, it is impossible for everybody to have a career without any gap. That is not possible. Some of the other time you will see that phase. That shouldn't be a problem. It is just that you should not stop learning. Like, it is not for a time frame you might not have job, but do not stop learning. Keep upgrading yourself.
We have to make sure
Yes.
that we are not idle in that phase. That's the
Exactly,
main confident
exactly.
answer we have to give.
Yes,
HR.
yes.
So ma'am, in my case, I worked for 2 MNC companies. When
Okay.
I was a fresher, I was into Cognizant. Later on, I moved to IBM. So after that, I moved to completely a different sector, that is central government. So again, back to BA. So in my interview, if my HR asked me like, you're already into central government sector and again, why back to business analyst? So will there any glitch again? The switching of domains, will that affect me? Like,
No, it will not. Only provided you have to be, you should be able to explain them why you're switching from a government position to an IT
Yes.
firm. So you should have a valid reason where you have to where you should be able to convince the other party that okay. When we see scenarios like this, when people are switching jobs in a very frequent time, in a very less time, like in a 1 year, or we see whenever. For example, if I see a resume, these are few things what I see. If I see that the candidate is changing the jobs every year, that looks like a trend, right?
Yes.
Then we will try to understand. So if you look at my resume also for the last 2 years, like I don't say last 2 years, before in the period of COVID, you will see that I switched jobs for every one year, 2 months, like that. So, but I'm in a position to explain.
Yes.
My child was little. I do not want to do something which is work from office. That is the reason. Every time they ask me to come to office, I was switching the jobs. So you should have a valid reason, and you should be able to convince the other party. Then that should be fine.
I have completed my graduation in 2017.
Okay.
There I have a 1 year career gap.
Okay.
And again I started my career in teleperformance in
Okay.
2018. And 2018 to 2024 I have carried 5.11 months of experience. But after the 2024 I have worked in HR department. It's completely non-IT side, and I got an offer in HR department. After 6 months, company has been lost. The company has been shut down. So currently I was not working anywhere. So previously, starting of my career, I have 1 year career gap, and after this I have 6 months of career gap. So what I need to mention, like how to cover up these things.
You don't have to cover up or anything, just try to give them the genuinity of your situation. So what is exactly happened and why you had to take that 6 months break. And also again, everyone who is looking for a job or anything, I would suggest them, you have to keep learning and keep yourself upgrading and ready every day. So if you are doing that, you can tell them that in this 6 months also I have done this to upgrade myself, and this is something I have working on myself, something like that. Then it will not it will not look like a gap when you talk to someone. Okay. And again, when I say this, I genuinely I'm saying this, when you are idle or looking for a job, there are few things you have to do for sure. Something is like you have to keep upgrading yourself, and the second thing is you have to do something called mock interviews every day with a friend, or like you have so many friends, like peers or friends here. So you should make a habit of it. What will happen when there is like you are waiting for an interview for a month or two, you will get an opportunity. At the time of interview, you will start becoming nervous or something like that. But if you make a habit of exploring the questions and doing a mock interview every day, you will do it and you will rock it.
Sorry, 3 weeks back, I have applied for the TL position
Okay.
in a IGT company.
Okay.
But I said like why it was career gap after I didn't mention any HR experience over there.
Okay.
So I said like sir, actually I have pursuing some course side by side. I have it taken the time period of 9 months. I said, then what is the course duration, how much it will be taken time, and this all detailedly they have asked me, and I have conveyed the situation. But they didn't accept the situation.
Did you ask them like what is the feedback, why they have not
No,
selected?
HR didn't give me any feedback.
Okay,
They said
so,
like
yes. So that is one thing that happens in few organizations. But make sure, if possible, you should ask them like what is the feedback that I want to know my feedback. So they might give. That will help you understanding where you stand and improve in your next interview. Okay. It doesn't mean. And you said that you didn't mention the 6 months HR, that
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
you didn't do. So you didn't had any PF or anything in your organization? No. Okay, because you also have to, like when you are eliminating an organization, you have to make sure that they do not have an option to trace it also. If you have like there is a PF deduction or anything, and if you are not mentioning that, that will look like a fake, right? Or like some kind of fraud, right? So that things, so you have to be little careful.
so should I need to mention that experience or not?
If you have it, then yes, you have a genuine reason, right? If the organization or the project is ramping down, there is nothing you could do. That is not your personal fault, right? One of my previous organization, they hired me saying that at the time of COVID only, saying it is completely work from home position. They do not have office in Hyderabad. They have an office in Bangalore.
Okay.
So I joined, and after 4 months, they have lost the clients in Hyderabad. They are asking me to shift to Bangalore, which I cannot because my family is here, everything is here. So I had to leave that job and move to another job just in a span of 4 months. But I'll not take that from my resume because I know the reason is genuine and I can explain that.
Exactly sure, like it is right to ask this because
Okay.
see, currently in the current company that I'm working, I have a 3 months notice period,
Okay.
but I don't want to serve 3 months.
Okay.
So how you would convince existing HRs? That's what I was thinking. I mean, I want to wrap it up within 30 days. I mean, the dependency is all I can manage.
Okay.
So now
So-
I want you to reveal all the secrets.
That is what I'm checking actually, saying that 3 months notice period is there, but I want to leave in 30 days. As a HR, what will you suggest me? If she's revealing that, then she will be not getting any opportunity. So I don't want to get into that. So basically, see, everyone has 3 months of notice period. So every organization understands that. Okay?
Yes.
No one will be there like immediate joiner. For example, if they are, see, they'll keep a criteria that they have to join immediately, but you have the real skill set and you're clearing all the rounds of interview, they'll definitely wait. Okay, that is the first thing. And second thing, you have to do the balance. For example, before joining this organization also, like being a HR, she kept the same condition, you have to be immediate joiner. I said yes. but I was having 3 months of notice period. But I maintained a balance, saying that the organization, after getting everything, I said that I've gotten good opportunity. I would like to leave as soon as possible so that I'll give proper KT and do that services. So what I did, I make a sort of tie actually. So one of a month, I was just buying the time to get the things done and do and all. Almost 2 months I've completed. Then I requested here as well that my company is like they're having some dependencies on me. They want to give some KT and all. We are not getting any other resources. So by saying all these things, I just put on the hold.
Yeah, I mean, you should have a good rapport, not with the HR, with your reporting manager. If you have that, right, you can give him a heads up, him or her a heads up that I'm looking out for an opportunity. So this is my current situation. So you can discuss with them. Like if you have that leverage, you can discuss with them. What if I get something with this notice? I think we should have something in plan. I want to plan in that way. So where you can wrap your things up quickly. So if you have that rapport with your manager, then yes, it is good. And if the management is very strict and the organization is very strict that you have to serve your 3 months notice, then I would suggest start looking for something after 2 months.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's all depending upon the reporting managers and the requirement as well. For example, when you have resigned, okay, and you're not providing enough worth or value, or they think that, okay, instead of keeping 2 months and paying you, we can leave him immediately or release him immediately. In that case, it depends, on the same day also you can get relieved, in the 1 month also you can get relieved.
Yes.
It depends upon the requirement and all. If you are a very critical resource and you have a lot of dependencies, then 3 months is mandatory. Then in this case, for the first offer letter, you can keep it with you and you can keep on trying for at least you can completing this 3 months notice period. You can try for other offers. So when you mention 3 months are completing, it also depends. Previous organization still might wait for you.
And I saw some people doing this, when they are in notice period, they will do all the nonsense what they could do in the organization to get relieved as early as possible.
Yes.
I would highly suggest, do not do such things, because there is something called, the other company will ask, what is the rehire status of this person? If that goes as a no, they will definitely probe and ask why. So that will impact negatively on your career. So do not do such things. Whenever you are in an organization, whenever you are leaving an organization, do proper handover, do give proper KTs, and do whatever the help you could do before you leave the organization. That will leave a good impact. Yes, right. Exactly.
The world is so
and
small.
You're actually blacklisting one of the company for yourself also. You never know when that company grows, or you might want to rejoin or something. Do not do that. That is not a good thing to do. Yeah.
The world is so small. What happens? The same manager is coming into a company, other company is the same manager. Just think about it. And I really faced this scenario actually. But I was really good in that case.
Yes.
Yeah, that happened with me actually. Actually, my manager said that you should not leave the organization. Please don't resign. I said I didn't listen to him. I convinced him, no, something and all. The moment I joined, he's also my manager in another company. So he left so fast than me actually.
He also left like you, or he properly left?
No, he properly left.
Properly.